Right now, hear from medical experts about the process to approve Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children as young as 12. And new video of a train collapse in Mexico City that killed more than 20 people.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Thanks for joining us today at noon, everyone. I'm Josh Breiter in for Mark Kane. Cool and cloudy for us on this Tuesday. Let's start with the weather forecast. Meteorologist Kopniski. And Austin, a little different out there today.
Yeah, I mean, can you believe that over this weekend we were seeing 80s and even 90s for a lot of our communities? And now it has cooled right back down. We're currently at 51 degrees right now in Madison. Northerly breeze, rather, of 14 miles per hour. So pretty breezy overall, but also our dew points have fallen back down to around 40 degrees. Now, that could end up increasing a little bit later on today, but we're going to stay dry for most, if not all of today. Doppler track not showing any showers. So yesterday at this time, we started to see some of those showers working their way through. As of today, we're looking on the drier side of things. But again, it is a little bit breezy right now, between around 8 and 15 miles per hour. Mineral Point actually up to around 16, while Lone Rock is currently seeing an 8-mile-per-hour breeze. But since it's coming from the north, that is one additional factor that helps to cool us down. 52 in Lone Rock and Mineral Point. Madison at 51. You can see Juneau clocking in right now at 47 degrees, so still some cooler spots are out there. Overall, again, it is much cooler than what we have seen as of late. But our temperatures over the next 12 hours still expected to jump into the upper 50s, so it's not going to stay this chilly all day long. So it should be pretty decent here in the next few hours. Afterwards, we cool right back down. And we have a chilly night tonight with lows actually dropping into the upper 30s. But when is our next rain chance? I will have another look at that here momentarily.
Yeah, all that rain yesterday soaked right in.
Yeah, no, it really did. And thankfully, we really needed that rainfall. We could actually use a little bit more.
All right, Austin, thank you. Millions of young Americans could soon be eligible for the coronavirus vaccine. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
A federal health official tells CBS News the FDA plans to authorize the Pfizer vaccine for children aged 12 to 15 as early as next week.
I have two kids in that age range, and they're both very excited to get it, and I'm happy for them to get it because I really do think these vaccines are both remarkably effective and quite safe.
Pfizer says clinical trials showed the vaccine was 100% effective in children that age and is well tolerated.
The antibody response is actually higher than the antibody response we've observed in adults, young adults. And also there were no positive cases in the study group with the data that I've been able to obtain.
Pfizer and Moderna are now running clinical trials for kids 6 months old and older. This comes as the number of adults getting vaccinated continues to drop to an average of about 2.3 million doses per day. That's down from a high of more than 3 million doses per day just last month.
To reach herd immunity, we need a certain number of the general population, including this age group, to be vaccinated.
But the number of new coronavirus cases is dropping as well, prompting more states to lift all COVID restrictions.
I think folks that are saying that they need to be policing people at this point, if you're saying that, you really are saying you don't believe in the vaccines.
But health officials are still urging caution, as the variants of the virus are now spreading among unvaccinated young adults. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Pfizer has been distributing its vaccine under an emergency use authorization from the FDA, but the drug manufacturer says it now has the 6 months of data showing the vaccine is safe, which is needed for full approval. The Biden administration is banning travel from India to keep potentially deadly variants out of the U.S. The country is reporting more than 300,000 new coronavirus cases for a 13th consecutive day. Doctors at this hospital in New Delhi say their healthcare system is close to collapsing, with medical supplies dwindling and ICU beds only available when someone dies. America is sending more than $100 million worth of medical supplies to the U.S. ally. New at noon, the Rock County Medical Examiner has identified the victim in a deadly crash in Janesville from over the weekend. Officials say 36-year-old Casey Swenson of Stoughton was killed in a crash Saturday afternoon, a few blocks east of the Rock County Courthouse. That crash still under investigation. Right now, Madison police investigating after a bullet hit a home on the east side. No one was injured. It happened around 6:30 last night in the area of Marquette and Hermina Streets off East Washington Avenue. Anyone with information is asked to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers. 23 people are dead and dozens more injured after an elevated train collapsed onto a roadway in Mexico City. Security cameras captured the exact moment the track plummeted onto a busy road below. One subway car was left dangling from the overpass. Rescuers found 4 bodies trapped inside, but safety concerns kept officials from moving them. A crane was brought in to lower the car down. The mayor of Mexico City says children are among those killed. Across the southeast, more than 24 reported tornadoes left widespread destruction. At least 2 people are dead and many more hurt after 2 days of severe storms. South of Dallas, bystanders rushed to help after a tornado swept across the highway, blowing at least 2 semi-trucks on their sides. Witnesses helped rescue at least 1 passenger.
I've never seen nothing like this, but it's hard to see. But somebody needed to do something.
They were screaming and they were saying the fire department is about to come, but that was like 30 minutes before the fire department came.
Hailstorms hit South Carolina, and Georgia was left with a trail of debris. Just west of Atlanta, a community is mourning this afternoon 1 man who was killed when power lines crashed onto his vehicle. Well, for the first time as Vice President, Kamala Harris is in Wisconsin today. She's traveling across the country, making the pitch for the president's plans. Vice President Harris will visit UW-Milwaukee's Clean Energy Laboratory first, and then she'll hold a roundtable discussion on the investments in research and development in the American Jobs Plan and its impact on local communities. Democratic Representative Jimmy Anderson is asking Wisconsin's Assembly Republicans to allow him to participate in floor sessions remotely, much like accommodations made during the pandemic. Anderson is quadriplegic. He wrote in a letter to Assembly Speaker Robin Voss and Minority Leader Gordon Hintz that his disability prevents him from being physically present for every vote. Anderson has threatened to take legal action if his request isn't granted. A dozen Dane County school districts could soon get help providing mental health services to students during the ongoing pandemic. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says the county plans to spend a total of $1.5 million in federal funds on grants that would provide materials, training, and other resources to school districts. The Verona, Madison, and Oregon districts are slated to receive the most funding. Other smaller districts would also receive grants of various sizes. A county board committee will review a resolution on the grants next week. Well, still ahead on News 3 Now at noon, the manufacturing industry can't find enough workers. We'll share a new report on how many jobs are expected to go unfilled over the next several years. Stay with us.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Good things come in 3s, like 33% off windows, siding, and doors. Plus, no interest until 2022.
33% off windows, siding, and doors ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
It's frozen, yet it's a Coke. It's not solid, but also not a liquid. Frozen drinks from McDonald's. They're a paradox of deliciousness. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Right now at McDonald's, try our new medium frozen Coke for $1.69, or try our refreshing medium Minute Maid slushie for just $2. Download our app and pick it up curbside.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Accidents happen. Mistakes don't have to. Don't take a chance on your future. Call a powerful law firm that will fight for every dollar you may be entitled to.
Hupy and Abraham.
They got me $575,000.
Way more than what the insurance company offered.
All the money I deserved.
Over $1 million.
They really do mean business.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Bad City moving. You haven't seen moves like these before.
Manufacturing is struggling to keep up with the roaring demand, and American factories can't find enough workers. The industry has more than 500,000 job openings, not just for skilled workers, but for entry-level positions. According to a study published Tuesday by Deloitte and Manufacturing Institutes, as many as 2.1 million manufacturing jobs will be unfilled through 2030. That report warns the worker shortage will hurt revenue, production, and could ultimately cost the U.S. economy up to $1 trillion just in 2030 alone. Americans are buying more guns than ever. The FBI says it conducted more than 3.5 million gun-related background checks last month. That marks a 20% increase over the same period last year. The National Shooting Sports Foundation, which cross-references checks with actual purchases, says guns were sold last month. More guns were sold last month than any April on record. The spike in gun sales is thought to be fueled by the fears about looming gun control legislation and rising crime rates. A leading vaccine maker is looking to expand its reach, and may the force be with you and your Legos too. Here's Diane King Hall with today's Money Watch report.
Pfizer says it plans to seek a full green light from the government for its coronavirus vaccine. The drug maker and BioNTech say they plan to file for full vaccine approval from the FDA and not just emergency use by the end of the month. Pfizer also posted better than expected earnings of more than $4.8 billion as vaccine revenue tripled during the period. CVS is also out with its quarterly report card today. The drugstore chain says it earned more than $2.2 billion in its first quarter. That was better than expected. The company has benefited from the pandemic first as a testing location, and it recently started offering same-day COVID-19 vaccinations. Airline complaints are soaring. According to the annual airline quality rating, complaints shot up by 400% from 2019 to 2020. Most of those gripes had to do with problems with refunds for unused travel. Southwest Airlines had the lowest complaint rate. Frontier had the most. And Lego is going full force on Star Wars Day. The toy maker released an R2-D2 replica to its Star Wars lineup for $200. Darth Vader and Scout Trooper helmets come in Lego form too. And through tomorrow, Force fans who visit a Lego store can get a free Imperial shuttle with a purchase of $40 or more. May the 4th be with you. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
And let's take a look at Wall Street at the noon hour. All three down. Dow is down 154 points. NASDAQ down 370. S&P 500 down 51. Well, still ahead for us this afternoon. Much cooler out there today as we hang out under the clouds. Meteorologist Austin Kopniski is tracking when we'll see the sun and more showers again in the first warn forecast. You're watching News 3 now at noon.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of suspense, beginning with NCIS, followed by FBI and FBI Most Wanted. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom, plus no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Steinhaffel's Memorial Day preview sale is your chance to get a jump on all the great deals. Start with 35% off store-wide and save big on all the styles you want to make your home yours. A Queen Beauty Rest mattress, just $349. This Queen bed, now $749. Or this sectional, only $10.99. This 5-piece dining set, just $11.99. Plus, with Steinhaffel's special financing, you can save even more. Only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com.
When you're sick, so sick that your heart hurts.
And your mind races.
When you think that you might have cancer, and then they tell you,
you have cancer.
And you just want somebody to say,
it's going to be okay.
You
W Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning, we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo in the 608.
And it's the first day of Dane County's new public health order. What you can expect if you plan to eat out this week. We'll see you starting at 4:30.
All Americans 16 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
News 3 Now with the very latest vaccine information, bringing you the facts and busting the myths, taking action to help you stay safe. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. And Pam, I would imagine farmers have to be pretty happy with yesterday's rainfall.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. It was measurable. I appreciate everybody that either used my talk text line to let me know about their rainfall totals. A lot of folks, well over 3/4 of an inch, some even closer to 2 inches. So the thing you notice is if you're driving out in the countryside, you're not seeing any of that rain in puddles. It all soaked in, which tells you how much we really did need it, especially for those acres that got planted. And we did get plenty of acres planted. According to the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service, as of Sunday, across the state, 27% of our corn was in the ground. 16% of our soybeans had already been planted. 68% of our oats were already sown, and 33% of the oats that were in the ground had actually emerged. That crop's really off to a good start. Potatoes, 59% of the spuds are in the ground as well. And thanks to that rain, we expect that pasture and winter wheat conditions are going to improve. So that's the good news there. Talking also about good news, the Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protections just announced their second class in the Wisconsin Agriculture Youth Council. The next class is going to be focused in on opportunities that high school seniors across the state of Wisconsin might have not otherwise been aware of when it comes to Wisconsin agriculture, Wisconsin agribusiness, and even within government agencies that help agriculture. So that's what it's all about. Again, this is the second year. Congratulations to Laura Brunig from Sauk City, Connor Fields from Plain, a couple other folks, Isabella Kraus from Beaver Dam, Caitlin Meinholz from DeForest, Ainsley Noble from Lancaster, Cameron Picorni from Waupun. Those are just a few folks that are on that new youth council. Barrel cheese today up 3/4 cent at $1.82. The 40-pound block cheese stays unchanged. Double A butter down 3/4 cent today at $1.74.5 per pound. So that's kind of where we stand. But some bright new faces out there, Josh, that are looking at what opportunities might serve them as far as future career choices in that Ag Youth Council.
Yeah, that's good to see. And yeah, when you were talking about that rainfall, I noticed yesterday it really soaked in at my place in Middleton. So we definitely needed it.
And we'll welcome more, I'm sure, in about 10 days or so. Maybe sooner. You guys tell me.
Yeah, we'll see you here in the forecast, Pam. Thank you. We'll get over to Austin now with another check of that. And yeah, Austin, nice rainfall yesterday. And we still have some chances ahead in the forecast.
Yeah, we do have some chances ahead of the forecast, but nothing really like what we saw yesterday or over this weekend as well. But like Pam said, though, we still do have a few more chances for some showers, especially around 10 days from right now. But a live look in Madison, we are seeing a lot of cloud cover. Not nearly the sunshine that we saw over the weekend, and not nearly the warm temperatures. Remember, we saw the 80s and 90s just a few days ago, and now we're a lot closer to reality, but we're also cooler than average currently. Now, our wind speeds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Juneau right now seeing about 7. Wisconsin Dells just right around 10 miles per hour with those wind speeds. Not going to knock you off your feet, but it might blow off your hat if it's not too form-fitting there to your head. But you also look at our temperature change over the last 24 hours. We are quite a bit cooler in our local communities, even by around 15 degrees. degrees, but we're still looking to add a few more degrees here by the end of today. We're likely going to top out in the mid to upper 50s. But you look at our current temperatures, we're the lower 50s for a lot of spots. Janesville at 52. Juneau actually still stuck at 48 degrees right now. So we're really cooling things down overall. Some warmth over here just to our west. Prairie du Chien right now at about 56 degrees. So it is a little bit warmer in some of our western communities. But our high temperature trend does show very consistent temperatures. Upper 50s and low 60s. I hope you like that because that's exactly what we have in store over this next week and even the 10-day stretch before we do start to finally warm things back up. But you look at this drought monitor. We're going to see this changing here by the time we reach Thursday. That's whenever they update this. As of the last one, it showed a moderate drought phase for us. But with the rainfall that we just saw, that greatly helps out our case. So right now, we're just taking a look at some of the estimated rainfall amounts here. Janesville around 1/2 inch. Madison 1.2. Now, I want to show you something as well a little bit later on, but it does look like we saw a little bit more than what was officially recorded. In terms of today, though, we're going to stay dry. A lot of cloud cover, but the real rain chances and storm potential, that's actually pretty far down south here for today, so we don't have to really worry about that. But look at this. Yesterday, about 1/2 inch of rainfall. We are still quite a bit a ways behind where we should be. We should be at around 8.5 inches, and we're just not seeing that. But the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook does show that we could see a better chance to see a little bit more rainfall towards the end of this 10-day forecast. Notice how Tuesday we have about a 20% chance. It bumps up a little bit more than that towards the end of this next work week. Thursday, about a 50% chance. Future track, again, is going to show clearing skies for tonight. Generally partly cloudy conditions. That's going to help to drop our temperatures. We're actually going to fall into the upper 30s here for tonight, so it is going to get pretty chilly in our northern communities. I'd cover up some sensitive plants if you can because we are going to bring those very chilly temperatures to our area here locally. Now, your evening planner still looking pretty nice with those mid to upper 50s, and we're looking at generally partly to mostly cloudy skies as well. But then your 7 to 10 day forecast, that's where we're going to see the upper 50s and lower 60s and quite a few rain chances as well here and there, but they're very small chances. Other than that, we're still going to see a lot of sunshine returning and cool nights as well.
Nice to see at least we're staying steady.
Yeah, no, we're really not going to see any major changes in the forecast, and at this time of the year, that actually makes for some very nice weather.
All right, Austin, thank you. Mr. Food is in the test kitchen this afternoon making enchilada casserole.
With some holidays, you might need to check your calendar to see when they fall each year, while others you don't. Christmas is always December 25th. New Year's Day is always January 1st. And Cinco de Mayo, well, that's simply Spanish for the 5th of May. And to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, we came up with a one-dish wonder that's quick to throw together and is super tasty. We begin by sauteing some ground beef with a chopped onion until no pink remains. To that, we add a couple cans of tomato sauce, some Fiesta-style corn, a can of enchilada sauce, a bit of chili powder, ground cumin, and some salt and pepper. While that simmers, we place 6 corn tortilla shells in the bottom of a baking dish. Now we top those with half of the meat mixture and sprinkle on some shredded cheddar cheese. We layer everything one more time and pop it in the oven. It's sort of like building a lasagna. Serve this up with an icy margarita and let the festivities begin. With every bite, you get layer after layer of everything you love about an enchilada, but with the ease of a casserole. To get the recipe for our enchilada casserole, simply visit our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an all-in-one tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Up next, Angie Edge will show us how to make Wisconsin Queso Fresco cheese to put on top of your slow-cooked pulled pork tacos. Keep watching News 3 Now at noon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement, so take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
It's only paint.
It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint. Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy paint.
More Americans are growing their own vegetables than ever before. At Garden Mats, we're here to help people supplement their food supply with fresh, organic vegetables. Whether you are a beginner, novice, or master gardener, Garden Mats make gardening a breeze. Spend your summers trying to keep up with each other, not your weeds. Go to gardenmats.com and plan your garden today.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-5837. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-5837.
What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
Angie Edge with Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin joins us now. And Angie, you've got some ideas to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Wisconsin cheese.
Yes, it seems to be the theme of the day. We want to make sure that all of your viewers are ready for tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, and of course using Wisconsin cheese. And what a lot of people don't realize is that we lead the nation actually making 30% of the Hispanic-style cheeses right here in Wisconsin. So when you buy cheeses like Queso Fresco, Queso Quesadilla, maybe a Cotilla or a Oaxaca, there's a really good chance that they're made right here in Wisconsin. So today we have a pulled pork taco recipe that uses a great Queso Fresco. It's mild, it's tangy, it's a great fresh cheese that we make a lot of here in Wisconsin. So overnight, actually for 10 hours, I actually cooked it in the slow cooker. I'm going to show you how to make these, but we have some pulled pork, and it's seasoned with some cumin and some chili pepper as well, and cooked in some orange juice overnight, so it gets to be really nice and tender. So we're going to actually place that in some corn tortillas as kind of the bottom base layer. Also to make on ahead is some pickled vegetables. So this is a really fun ingredient, but there are some cucumbers, red onions, also some sliced radishes, and then you're going to soak this for about 4 hours in rice vinegar and sugar, and it gives it a great nice tart tangy flavor that you can add right to the top of your tacos. It adds a lot of nice flavor and also gives it a lot of nice color as well. And then we're going to put that star ingredient, that Queso Fresco, right on top of that, and you'll notice it's really crumbly, it's mild, has a great nice fresh flavor. So that might be a new cheese that you want to try. And then you can garnish your tacos with maybe some fresh cilantros, maybe squeezing a little lime juice or some lime on there as well. Also, you can use the lime to garnish your margaritas while you're making your tacos. But we have so many great cheeses that you can celebrate the Cinco de Mayo with. You can prepare today for tomorrow's celebration.